Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hey everybody, this is John.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down. Hi, John.
I don't know why I did that.
We are blessed to have Rick with us again.
Hello, everyone.
He's going to see us all the way through to the conclusion, I think, here as we talk about this amazing flick, Roadhouse.
I'm glad you haven't abandoned us yet.
Never.
You're not embarrassed by us.
How many times do you think you've seen Roadhouse, Rick?
30 to 40.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
It was one of those growing up. It was on. You stopped and watched it.
Okay, that's how I felt about like Bloodsport or
Yep.
Commando.
That and Big Trouble in Little China were the ones, and I'm like, all right, gotta watch it.
This movie I'm probably at less than 10 times, maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I just was late to the game. I was late to the party.
I would say 10 or fewer for me, for sure.
Yeah. This is part 4.
That's right.
I'll try to run us back the plot a little bit. Sorry, the high life is flowing, so I'm like, what? Basically, we got this dude Dalton, the ultimate like Zen badass bar bouncer, has come to Jasper to help this dude who should be the bad guy, Tillman,
Right.
turn his bar from a place with character into like, you know, Dave and Buster's. And
Oh, man. Heartbreaking.
so he's clashing a little bit with this local like dude who sort of runs the town named Brad Wesley. And in our last episode, we had like, I don't know, Wesley's dudes. Wesley basically wants to control the town for whatever reason.
And
it's
Dalton
unclear.
has become a fly in the ointment.
Yeah.
And so now Wesley is taking the preliminary steps to like snuff that out.
He doesn't like that his dudes, his goons can't control Dalton. So he's like, he tried to woo Dalton to join him, but Dalton didn't really go for that either. Then Dalton's also like putting the moves on this doctor in town. And we've seen like Wesley's been sort of looking at this and not liking this either for whatever reason.
Don't pay attention to me.
It doesn't make the most sense because if Wesley's getting a skim from each business, then it helps him if the Double Deuce is doing well.
Right.
Agreed.
But instead, he just wants to ruin it.
He's insane.
Okay.
Nothing makes any sense.
He's pure sociopath. He likes to watch people be hurt and hurt people, and he wants to control everyone. So, yeah.
That's where we're at,
We
man.
have a feeling Dalton and Brad Wesley are on a collision course.
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
We do. Two immovable objects.
There's like the rhino and the elephant or whatever. Like the...
What?
Yeah. Isn't that thing about like the rhino could hit, like collide with anything and like burst its way through anything, but then you have an elephant that can never be moved if it doesn't want to be moved, and if the two are going at each other, then like they both die.
Who's the lion? Or you say lion? Rhino.
Rhino.
Who's the rhino and who's the elephant?
I guess I don't fucking know. I might have even
I'm
got
going to go with Wesley as the elephant just for the saying the elephant in the room, which is always usually the problem.
I like
That's
that.
Wesley.
Well, he's like Dalton's new to the situation, so
Right.
he's maybe the rhino. It doesn't. Yeah.
I'm into this.
That whole bit might hit the cutting room floor. Well, hey, all right, listeners, we're gonna move on with the actual like plot of this flick. Though
Here's how it went down.
yeah. So Dalton's just been up all night banging Doc Clay.
Yeah.
Now
He's like coming out stretching.
he's coming out here. He's like limbering up. Emmett is unloading a trough out of the back of his truck here.
Uh-huh.
Emmett asked him, "You have a woman stay over there last night?" And he's like, I did. And he's like, "Well, where'd she go?" And Dalton's like, "She'll be back," which is like some swag.
Yeah. I like Emmett's line, if you were smart, you'd pinch your tent.
Pitch your 10. Yeah, he pitched a
He
10.
pitched
Yeah,
it last night. Yeah.
Definitely did. Can confirm.
And Dalton says he's not as smart as he'd like to be or something. And I do like the line from Emmett. It's like old man wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, you never know, son. Maybe she'll be smart enough for both of you.
Aw, Emmett.
Yeah, that's a nice little bit of homespun wisdom there. Now, at the Double Deuce, they're getting ready to open, it seems like.
Yeah.
Dalton has gone over to like the stage. He's chatting with Cody, the guitarist. Cody says he's heard that Dalton is boning Dr. Clay,
yeah,
basically.
word has made it around Jasper and the
very
Double Deuce.
quickly.
Yeah.
Within the span of hours.
Yeah, Cody offers up the very crucial piece of information that Brad Wesley once had a thing for the doc.
Which, how? How does he even know that? He's new to town, too. Does the word just get around?
How many years older is Brad Wesley than the doc? He had a thing for her when she was 15?
She's
Yeah.
30 and he's like 55.
Going off Ben Gazzara's age at the time, he was 58.
I want to say he's probably 25 years older than
Yeah.
her.
And she, my guess is she probably went away. My immediate thought was for both undergrad, med school,
Yes.
and then probably did 3 years in the Peace Corps and then came back to town.
Yeah,
So
I
she's
think
been
when she
gone
was
a
like the
decade.
prom queen or some shit, homecoming queen, and he's like, I must have her.
That's so fucking creepy.
That
It is
oh.
gross.
Ugh.
So now, yeah, Cody is warning him. This is a strange thing for Cody to know,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Because he's also a nomad.
Right.
Like, he's not been here a long time.
But he hears a lot of stuff.
I guess he's got that extra, his sense of hearing is honed.
That's right. I woke up in the middle of the night and heard someone whispering across town.
There's already plenty of tension between Wesley and Dalton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we don't need this.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't need nothing added to it.
It should have been, right, that when Doc says she was married before, it should have been Wesley.
Yeah, but I think we've talked about it, and we take it that she did not marry Wesley because she said she was married before, married the wrong guy.
Right.
And Cody
Right.
simply says, who had a thing for
Right.
Elizabeth Clay was Brad Wesley. So
Would
to
it not
me,
have made more sense, though, if it had been like when she was 18, she
That's
married
so
him or
weird.
something?
It makes it so much better.
And maybe
It
2
makes it
years
so much
later, she realized
creepier.
this is
Well,
a
that too.
It'd be like, oh, she got married straight out of high school to this dude because he was the rich guy in town and wanted her, but then she fled town to go get her
Yeah.
education and reluctantly came back to take care of Uncle Red.
Yeah, John's right. Plot-wise, better. Real-life-wise, creepy as
Oh,
hell.
it's so gross.
Oh, well, there's nothing,
but
I mean,
it would make for a better arc in the movie.
for sure.
Definitely.
Okay. So now one of the dudes in the bar hollers that the liquor delivery has arrived.
Finally.
Outside the Double Deuce, Wade Garrett, that's Sam Elliott, comes rolling up on his motorcycle like an absolute god.
Oh,
No one has ever looked cooler.
that's how you ride into
Yeah.
town.
He had the rucksack on the back, and oh my gosh, it's amazing.
I love he jumps off the bike. He's like, double douche.
The double.
the
It just
double
shakes
douche.
his head.
He is dead ass right because the bar looks shitty now to
Yeah,
me.
it
Yeah.
sucks.
But man, Wade Garrett has got the look, like the stubble, the long like silver locks.
He's beautiful.
Doesn't he look like the ultimate nomad too? He should have had
Yes.
he should have had an acoustic guitar like slung
Slung
over his
his back.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, that would have made it iconic. Even more. The guitar.
Now, a truck with four of Wesley's heaviest hitters comes rolling up. It's O'Connor, Tinker, Morgan, and that super tall dude that's name was Mountain. It's like a fucking American Gladiator name.
Not to be confused with The Mountain from
Tower.
Game of Thrones.
That's right.
Tower.
Not Sander Clegane. No, Gregor Clegane.
So they come around back to the loading dock and they stop that liquor delivery from happening. Dalton tells the delivery man to go on and take a break.
That's very nice of him.
Yes.
Like, you just get on out of here.
The goons just start straight breaking bottles. Rick, you knew about the label.
The one on top was called Drambuie,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is I love Drambuie. I still remember my first incident with it. It's one of those drinks where if you're freezing cold, take a shot.
Mm.
Your insides will warm up immediately.
What is it?
Isn't it like an anise thing? It's sort of like
I don't know what that means either.
it's sort of got like an herbal quality
Yes.
to it.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it a liqueur or is it a spirit?
it's a spirit.
It's like
Drambuie is a golden-colored 40% ABV liqueur made from scotch, heather honey, herbs, and spices.
But 40% ABV is full strength.
Yeah.
That's weird they call it a liqueur, but okay.
I would not have thought of it as a liqueur.
Nah,
But it's
80
like the
proof
heather
is like
honey,
usually
herbs
not.
and spices give it like a very interesting flavor.
It is, as you hear in the movies and TV, smooth.
Okay.
Kind of wish we had some now, but this ain't that kind of thing.
As we just called it, the buoy.
So those goons, they start breaking up the Drambuie, and Dalton just starts fighting all of them. I love that Mountain is like, as the fight's happening, he's just breaking as many bottles as he can, as fast as he can.
Yeah,
Just
like get it
smashing
done.
box
He's
after
about his
box.
business. I love that. Who eats the cost for all the broken bottles? Is it on the delivery man until it's made its way into the bar?
That's a great question.
Or is it on?
I'm going to say Dalton pays it out of
Dalton's a
pocket.
Dalton's a
Garrett.
man's
Dalton.
man. He's going to probably man up and pay for it.
Yeah.
Dalton will
Agreed.
cover the expenses there.
I'm just wondering if I'm him. I'm like, hey, that never made it inside. Like delivery was
Yeah.
not complete.
Yeah.
That's on you, bud.
I think it would be Dalton who would just handle it out of the goodness of his heart because it was his guy that he called in
Yeah.
to help them out.
I agree.
True. So Dalton's faring pretty well here until Morgan busts a bottle over his head.
Terry
Yeah, when it's
Funk.
like 1-on-4.
Now inside the bar, Wade has wandered in. He said he's looking for a skinny boy named Dalton.
Give you
Yeah.
a little runt. named Dalton.
Tillman recognizes him. I know you. Or so shall I
Tillman reads
recognize you.
Bouncer Weekly. Bouncer Monthly.
He's the cover
subscribes.
boy, the centerfold.
I have your trading card.
All the dudes in the bar look like they're in love with Wade, which I can't really blame him.
No.
Like, he's got the look, man.
Jesus
He's
Christ, he's way cooler than Dalton.
yes. Wade wanders outside and finds Dalton just like being held down by two of them and getting punched out.
Yeah.
He's like, "How's it going, mijo?"
Mind your own business, Dad.
I love that shit from Morgan / Terry Funk. Mind your own business, Dad. Dude, Sam Elliott was a couple months younger than Terry Funk.
Yeah.
I love that. So was Wade supposed to be older than
I think so.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
would
more
think so,
like in
too.
his 50s is what he should be?
That's what I would say, like late 40s, early 50s with premature gray going on.
Yeah, he's just got,
Yeah.
man, that's fucking killer hair
Yeah.
he had. Anyway, yeah. So Wade approaches Mountain,
Right.
and Mountain says, "You want to fight, Dickless?"
Well, I damn sure ain't going to show you my dick. Which,
I don't even get that. Is it about like to prove that you're dickless or not?
To prove
I
that you're not.
don't
It's
know.
weird, but whatever.
Anyway, Wade punches him in the crotch,
Right.
and then he sort of kicks him in the knee, like with that like sweep the leg technique
Right.
or whatever. He takes him down.
This line is brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
damn, that hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now Wade Garrett goes to work, and like he and Dalton just finish the rest of the dudes off.
Right.
Lickety split. The rest of the squad comes wandering out. Hey, there's a fight going on back here.
Like right as the fight's ending.
Just in the nick of time, right? Wade and Dalton are like hugging it out. I love the fact that Carrie is dragging Cody out. Like Cody wants to have a look at what's going on out here. He's just being
I
guided
want
out.
to see the fight.
Anyway,
I'll listen to it.
then but it's good they brought him out, right? Because one of the dudes and it's like, who is that guy?
I wonder if he put it in his contract. I want to introduce people.
He's good at it.
Yeah, he's great.
He's good at it. Gentlemen, Wade Garrett.
Okay.
And one of the dudes like, holy shit. And you gotta
Exactly
love-
right.
Exactly right. That's great. Did Cody know from the voice? Did he hear him?
He can smell him.
Yeah.
He smells like English leather.
English leather and I mean he's a
And
fucking
Harley.
that voice, man, is
He
unmistakable.
can smell his
Yeah.
mustache.
So I mean, it's not just Dalton. They've obviously all worked the scene together for years.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know unless you heard him, or unless his musk is that distinct.
I think it's that
You
distinct.
smelled him from the parking lot.
It's like a. It's like
He
a
heard the
beav-
motorcycle.
Like beaver gland.
That's amazing. So now we cut to Dalton is driving Wade around in his car with the busted out windshield still.
Right.
Though there's no wind to speak of blowing in Wade's hair.
The hair is in perfect form.
Yeah. So Wade wants to know where they're going. Dalton says he wants him to meet somebody.
Oh, like a and like some side
He
eye.
knows.
Yeah.
They roll up to the hospital, and Dr. Clay comes walking out. I love that. I fucking knew it.
Yeah. Gotta show off a woman.
Dude, I think Wade has like evolved to the point that he doesn't need a woman anymore. He realizes that they're more trouble than they're worth, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I just think it's amazing that he's like, yeah, it's like that women weaken legs. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But then the doc
Amazing.
sort of weakens him. It's like it brings him back to his good old days, his heydays.
They find their way over to the dive bar, which has to be, this is post-closing at the Double Deuce?
Mhm.
Okay.
This
So
is
it's
the
hella
place-
late.
Yeah.
It's 2 to 3. All right.
This is the place that's open for industry people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I was saying, this is a place, or even the ones that are hung over. It's like Waffle House here in Atlanta.
Good call.
You're hung over, you go to Waffle House and eat your food, and it soaks it all
Well,
up in
no,
your
this
mind.
is when they're at the bar, not the diner
Okay.
yet.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the diner coming up.
So-
Correct. Sorry about that.
So I guess there is another bar in town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this place is tiny, but to me, the vibe is a lot better than the Double Deuce now. The
Yes.
reinvented Double Deuce.
Agreed.
Wade is talking about how, I guess, it seems like maybe talking about how he and Dalton came into each other's lives, talking about
Albuquerque,
fighting together
1975.
or whatever. I don't know. He's talking about how Dalton got his head cracked in a fight, and Dalton's like, well, you're the one that's got the scar.
Right.
And then Wade says, I'll show you a scar.
Okay.
And
Okay, Wade.
he unbuttons those jeans. He's going commando. He fully just shows his pubes and a scar on his hip
Apparently given to him by some woman in an altercation.
from a woman, and he's like, "Boy, was she!" That's a great line.
Yeah, it is.
He's amazing. Like, he's got just wisdom and life experiences
Yes.
oozing off
Yeah,
of
agreed.
Wade. So, the walking into the movie theater, the odds of seeing male pubes had to be pretty low. Like in 1989, like you didn't go into this movie thinking you're going to see.
Some top bush.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, the silver fox.
Oh my god.
Amazing though, dude. I don't think maybe Dalton learned from Wade not to wear underwear, because I don't think
Probably.
either one of them. I think they're both commando all the time.
You know, it could bind up in a fight.
Yeah, exactly. They need maximum flexibility.
Fight.
And
It's hard to do the
And to
roundhouses.
quote Dalton from earlier, it saves time.
Yes.
Oh my god. Now Wade asks Doc if she likes to dance and says they ought to go someplace a little more romantic.
No place more romantic in Jasper than that diner.
That's when they proceed to the diner. Now it's sunrise. Now, day has dawned.
Morning has broken like the first morning.
And this is insane. Like, so now it's probably 7 a.m., 6 a.m., something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've been up all night just drinking. Wade is dancing with Doc while Dalton's struggling to stay awake.
Oh, there was all my exes live in Texas.
Little George Strait.
Such a good
Yes.
song.
Wade's seduction game is like way stronger than Dalton's.
shelf.
It's electric.
They have chemistry, Wade and the Doc. Like they should have been the couple.
Absolutely.
And I love how this time Wade's making fun of Dalton, like he's great coming out of the gate, but
Sex
not
joke.
much for stamina.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. They dance down to the far end of the diner, and Doc is like, is this the part where you tell me what a great guy your friend is?
Yeah, Wade's like, no.
Not hardly. This is the part where I tell you I want you for myself. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
How serious is he? Like 0 to 100%.
I don't know. I'd probably say 60-40.
I
Serious?
think
I was going
know,
75-25.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's-
want to say.
I know you're with him, but if I can get you, I'm taking you.
She should have gone
would
off
been
with
a
him.
good, Wade would have been a good partner for the Doc.
Yeah.
He would have
Yeah.
treated her right.
Yeah.
And as we've all said, the chemistry between those two was there.
It's awesome.
There was a great chemistry between Sam Elliott and Kelly Lynch.
So we got Dalton. He hollers out. He's like, whatever he's saying, you can be fairly certain it's a lie. And then they start dancing back towards him, and Wade does the face grip, like on her, which is maybe he taught that to Dalton as well. Like Dalton learned it from him. When you really want to seduce a woman, you just grab
her face.
Grab her face. They wind up back over there, and I think then Wade says something about like not hardly, as opposed to like don't listen to what he's saying, or he's not. Yeah. She excuses herself, heads off to the little ladies' room, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I like that he leans all the way out, like sideways in that booth. Like,
oh yeah, he loves to watch her leave.
Well, even as he sat down in the booth, he never took his eyes off of her from the moment they let go of their embrace from the dance. He watched her the entire
He
way.
was an attentive
gal.
suitor. I love that. And he says, that girl has got entirely too many brains to have an ass like that.
So good.
That she's wearing a billowing skirt, so you can't tell what's going on.
The way the skirt is
It's
sashayed.
That's right.
nevertheless, it's an amazing line. Amazing. Now, Dalton seems sad all of a sudden.
Yeah, for all the fun they're having, someone's a wet blanket.
Yeah, things take a serious turn. Wade says, "You're living in the past. Memphis was a long time ago."
I like that he knows immediately what he's thinking about, too.
He's thinking about throat ripping. I don't know. Dalton says this isn't about Memphis. But Wade calls bullshit on that. Wade tells him he needs to stop dragging that baggage around with you and cut it loose.
I love the mystery of whatever the Memphis problem is.
Yeah, because we'd gotten a hint of it earlier in the movie from Wesley, and now Wade's brought it up, so you know it's a big part of his life.
So what did we get already? Wesley said he killed a man in Memphis, but that's sort of all we know.
Yeah.
And that he got
And then
away with it, I
He
guess.
claimed self-defense.
And we had Hank early in the movie who mentioned, heard he ripped a guy's throat out once, but you don't really put the two together here, I don't think, yet.
Nah. Wade accuses him of you're not being philosophical about it.
Right.
Which is whatever. I don't know. We're just passing the time here. Wade reveals that Dalton has been carried on with another man's wife, but he hadn't known that she was married.
Right.
And when a man sticks a gun in your face, you got two choices. You can die or you can kill the motherfucker.
You can rip that throat, baby.
You got to rip some throats sometimes. I don't know if that's an actual factually true statement, though.
What?
That you can either die or kill the person?
No, you can try to talk your way out of it, but maybe if that guy, I don't know, if it's a crime of passion and that guy comes in and finds you there.
For this type of movie, it's a good line.
Yeah, exactly.
Doc returns. She says that her shift starts in a couple hours and she needs to go get a little sleep.
I got the shakes.
Dude, that Doc is keeping some wild hours.
Yeah.
Lately, at least. You don't want the sleep deprived hungover doctor,
Maybe she doesn't drink a lot, but the other guy, just the guys do.
But just with the lack of sleep, like you said, the shakes, her coming at you with a shot needle, just arm and hand shaking, like, here, let me give you this shot.
That giant horse tranquilizer from earlier. I'm giving you the local anesthetic for your entire leg.
I do she's like, aren't you guys tired? And Wade says, Doc, I'll get all the sleep I need when I'm dead.
Another good line.
Fucking great line.
Foreshadowing. I love that they're drinking MGD too.
They're crushing the Miller. So Doc takes off. She gives a long smooch and takes off. I guess I don't know if they were supposed to be all in the same car or what. Are any of them sober enough to drive? I guess the Doc is sober.
She's sober. She hadn't been drinking in a few hours.
All right. Now, later on at the Double Deuce, Cody is fucking shredding White Room.
It's such a good song.
Is a killer
Amazing
song.
The song to us, the way it started with that deep drum beat, it's almost a foreshadowing of something's about to happen
I
here.
like that.
Just kind of dark, kind of, heavy, before he breaks into just
you're
shredding
right.
the guitar. But I think just that beginning drum beat just gives you a hint that something's about to happen.
It's
It
like
is-
an
it's very
ominous
dramatic.
sort of,
Yes.
yeah.
Sort of, intoning the carnage to come. I like that.
Now, Tillman is watching happily as the bar is just packed. We hear some sirens outside.
Right.
The bouncer Jack comes running in and he says that Red's garage is on fire.
That's Bouncer Jack's job, is to run in and say, some shit's going down. Come with me.
Moving the plot along.
Yeah. People begin going outside to see what it is that's going on. Fire trucks are pulling up and Red's garage is just in flames. Dalton goes running towards the place, I guess thinking that maybe Red's inside.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Would be my thought.
But the place goes up in just a huge explosion.
Again,
Massive.
multiple explosions. It seems like, or they're just showing the same explosion from multiple different angles.
I don't
or
know
something.
about that one. That could be the same explosion from multiple cameras.
They show it 3 or 4 times.
But also with it being an auto parts place, you could have different flammable
That's right. Liquids.
items in there that could
Sure.
just go
Good
at
call.
different times.
When it blows up, it's pretty clear that it's just an empty shell of a building.
Yeah.
It's just walls and a roof. Plywood, all plywood. Then that ambulance just tears ass through the scene. It doesn't stop. It just tears through. Amazing. Where's it going?
I don't have any idea. No clue.
Another emergency.
I was about to say,
Probably.
maybe they'd already picked up another, sick person. We're taking them to the hospital.
Maybe Wesley called and said, "Get that ambulance out of there."
That could be it. Red pulls up in his truck, and he's understandably furious.
Yeah.
He like spikes his hat or something like that.
Poor Red.
Now, later on, back inside the Double Deuce, Wesley and his crew are like among the last customers in there, it seems.
Ballsy.
Wesley is like talking shit. He's like, "Oh, with a fire like that, there's nothing the firemen could do." But it seems clear, right, that he's behind it.
Yeah.
Like, even we know that, but
Yeah.
even anyone in the room, I feel like,
Yeah, there's such an
would know.
aura of insincerity from his voice.
Yeah.
Good call.
Just-
Dalton seems to be like resisting the urge to just run them out of there. Wesley is like pushing his luck. It's like a morgue in here. Hey, Elvis, play some music. Whatever. He's telling like Cody to get it fired up. He's telling him, bring the firemen in here. I like to buy them a drink.
Oh, he's so over the top. Like a truck.
Like a truck.
Truck.
He's laying it on like extra
Yeah,
thick.
big time.
I figure most of the people in town must know that this was his doing.
Yeah, totally.
He's talking about that, the firemen risked their lives to save a no good bleeping draft dodger like Red Webster.
Yeah.
Which is like, what draft? Like, I'm confused now. This dude Red seems older
Yeah.
than we're talking World War
I think
II.
that they're supposed to be
WW2.
Not Vietnam. So in like 25 years earlier.
Did they have? I mean,
I
what
think
was
they
the
did.
draft situation for
I don't
Korea.
feel-
I mean, if
Was
you figure,
there-
how
I
old
don't
do we
think there
figure
was.
Red is? Mid to late 60s?
He's got to be 60. Got to be
She's-
60.
Let's see, because the doc's supposed to be 30 something.
Like young
Yeah.
30s probably. He could be 60s or uncle.
Yeah.
So it might be Korea because the beginning of World War II, we
I don't
jumped
think
in 41.
I don't know that there was a draft for Korea.
Yeah.
Was there a draft for World War II?
Yes.
I don't think there was any shortage of people wanting to sign up either, but maybe
No,
he was like an
probably, yeah.
objector.
I think that there was. I'm pretty sure there was a draft for World War II.
Yeah, because I think there was still one in Vietnam.
There was for
definitely
sure,
was.
but I think
So,
it depends on how short they are on volunteers.
Yeah.
When World War II was one they got a lot of volunteers, but maybe they still wasn't enough.
Yeah, because
perhaps.
I feel like
They weren't
watching
that
World
big.
War II movies and people like my number got called up.
Yeah, the shit that he drops a vicious homophobic slur
Dick.
on Red. It's like that would never fly nowadays. Even for the villain, I think in a movie, like
Yeah.
you don't use that language
Not today,
anymore.
no.
Now he says like all the business owners in town kick in to improve the town except for Red.
So I wish we'd seen some like video evidence of Red being like, you know what, I'm done paying you. I don't want to pay you anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
To
I guess
warrant
that's
that
what's going on
attack.
with them messing up the store.
Yeah.
Wesley's got the army of goons in there. They're like yucking it up. And now Wesley tells Denise, his girl, to get on stage and dance, and tells Cody to play something with balls.
What the hell?
I don't
is
even
this
know.
scene?
I don't know what that even
I
means.
don't know what this. It means play something bluesy, I guess.
But-
Apparently.
Yeah, they play like Hoochie Coochie Man or something like that. And Denise gets on that stage and man, she starts going for it. She's dancing provocatively.
Dancing for her
Yes.
life.
That Denise is something else, man. Like this is the scene where you're like, she better not have been 17 at the time they
Yeah.
were making this movie.
That would not be allowed.
Like if you check her out on Wikipedia or online, her birthday that's published on the internets would have her be 17 at the time that this movie was filming. But we all, I think, agree that can't be true.
Yeah.
She looks 25, right?
Yeah.
She probably is lying about her age now to seem younger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
That's-
it says now that she's 50 today,
She's probably 60.
which would have been, born in 71, so
Nah.
80.
Nope.
Yeah, she'd have been 17 in
I don't.
88
I
when it was
don't think.
filmed.
I don't think
Nope.
so.
No.
Unless she
Dalton's.
was 17 and a half. Makes it okay.
No, you round up. Shit. Dalton is like watching all this go down, and he is seething mad. Wade looks like he's getting ready. He knows
I
a
love
fight's
the pulling
coming.
the hair back is the
Yeah.
best.
He's got that little like he starts kind of. It seems like he's like
hair
getting
tie.
his sleeves cuffed up, like he is ready for it. I love that moment because he knows there's a fight coming.
Right.
Yeah.
That's his supernatural bouncer sense. Is like his bouncer senses are tingling.
Yeah.
But Dalton goes up to the stage. He's trying to stop Denise's show.
This is where he gives her the dirty dancing come hither finger.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Come here.
No,
He gives her that signal. He tells her to come down off the stage, but she seems to like be enjoying herself.
She probably feels like
Liberated?
a strong woman instead of being beaten by Wesley or his goons.
And
right
every
now.
guy in there is just ogling her. She loves it.
Or maybe she's scared. I don't know. Who knows?
So she starts stripping out of the dress. I gotta say, she is not bad to look at. But anyway,
hideous.
Yeah. Dalton, he sort of pulls her down off the stage gently.
Right.
And then she like starts to sort of kiss on him and grind, like hump on him.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. This shit's weird.
Yeah,
Is she
it's
like
all such a fucked up vibe.
Is this to piss Wesley off? Is that her game?
No.
I almost read it like maybe it could be like a plea for help, like rescue me.
Maybe.
It's interesting.
Which is kind of sad to think about.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
can't.
She's got to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like he beat her up earlier, I guess, just for talking to the man.
Yeah, this is going to be so much worse.
Yeah,
when they get back
agreed.
to Wesley's mansion.
Though Wesley like sort of seems amused as he's watching it all happen. The crowd, the bar's filled back up, hasn't it?
Word has spread fast once again that there's some shit happening.
The crowd is cheering wildly. They said, "Denise is on stage naked."
It is going
and
down,
came
boys.
running.
We shouldn't discount the fact that perhaps it's just that Jasper's like full of swinging exhibitionists.
It seems that way. Like, the orgies and Wesley's.
Wesley's in charge of all of them.
Dalton walks Denise back over to Wesley and says, "If you're gonna have a pet, keep it on a leash." Which is brutal. Like, he knows that she's a battered woman.
Yeah, that's demeaning. And granted, this isn't a strip bar, but he ain't gonna equate her with an animal. Like,
we know she's
better
not
than that.
with him by choice, and he should know that she doesn't have freedom over her own actions, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to know it from when he walked into Wesley's mansion when she was doing her aerobics and
That's
saw the face. He's got to know that.
I'm not sure. I guess the 80s were a different time, but Dalton's not like the most enlightened dude.
Yeah.
Because, he's like, he should be worried about getting her help, not insulting her in front of everyone.
Yeah, agreed.
Denise is offended. She storms off. Then Wesley calls Jimmy over. Jimmy like spikes a bottle of High Life. I think
he slams his beer that he's drinking and then like
comes over with the pool cue.
Yeah,
things are about to get really weird.
He gives the full lineup of Double Deuce bouncers the look as
he's
he walks
like
by.
sizing them all up. I thought,
I love that Jack's like laughing at him almost. Like, you
Jack,
can't take me, dude.
We love Jack.
Jimmy goes to the dance floor, which is kind of cleared out. Then he puts on like a martial arts display with the pool cue.
Yeah, like his best Darth Maul down there.
Like, what the fuck is happening? It's just gotten extra weird. I don't know that I'd ever be intimidated by, like, a dude showing his bow staff skills or whatever. Like, I mean, it happens in the movies all the time, and maybe it is intimidating if you're actually there. And it just
very strange.
It's very theatrical.
The movie is starting to take a turn.
Yes,
right?
We're like, it's gone into full cartoon mode.
Yeah, I think
basically.
so. We're approaching that moment. Yeah.
Now Jimmy then gestures like for anyone to come fight me
to the crowd of bouncers.
He gives him like the Morpheus, the Matrix like finger wag.
Right.
Dalton gives the go ahead, I guess, to the bouncers.
Which is like Dalton's be nice rule, by and large, and or take it outside rule.
Yeah. I guess Dalton's had all he can stand for tonight.
Maybe, because Wesley's a cretin.
It's almost like, they make no effort. He should have been like, it didn't seem like it had to come to a fight right now at this moment, but
agree. Yeah,
it did. He gives 3 guys the go ahead. Jimmy just starts wailing on them, like and beating their asses. All 3 of them.
Tearing through them.
So Jimmy's got the goods.
Yeah, Jimmy's real deal.
And Wesley's other goons just start wrecking the place. That's what it's some dudes we never even seen before. Like some dude grabs Wade and another dude grabs a bar stool and just chucks it into the bar.
I hate that because all I can ever think about is how much it's going to cost to replace all that and clean it.
Everything's going to be sticky forever.
Clean the glass. I'm like, oh,
And
man.
Wesley turns and asks for a refill.
Yeah, I love that.
Refill here.
Dalton and Wade kick into action. They're busting heads.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Jimmy is like a fucking beast.
Oh, he's like a Wolverine, just taking out everything in his path.
He's beating up every other guy in the bar, basically. I like that Jimmy's actually like the real deal. Like, we haven't seen him do anything previously, but he's got it. You know, sometimes in movies, it's like they make a big deal out of a guy and then you never get the payoff.
Yeah.
You know, but he's like getting it done out here.
He's got skills.
Jimmy takes Jack down, I think, and sort of uses his body and pole vaults himself up onto the stage.
That's the weirdest thing.
He does a flipping pole vault thing and yells that he wants a piece of Wade.
Wade just got here.
Hey, he doesn't
You
know
haven't even
him.
met Wade.
You! Let's go. Whatever it is, right? They square off. It's like a pretty even fight.
Yeah.
Jimmy does get the upper hand. It seems like Wade tweaked that knee.
Right.
So Dalton then steps in, smacks Jimmy around a little bit. It seems like then we hear a loud bang. There's a gunshot.
Yeah.
Good old Wesley has shot a hole in the roof.
Wesley's holding that like 38.
Got the snub
He
nose.
says that's enough.
Like, this isn't working out, Dalton. Says to him. Again, this doesn't make sense because this seems to be the only popular bar in town. If Wesley's skimming 10%, he should be happy that it's booming in there, but instead it just seems like he wants it to be shitty. I don't know.
You can't know the mind of a psychopath.
I think he gets off on controlling people more than he even cares about the money.
Yeah.
And I think at this point he's just lost total control because it's like, all I know is you're with Doc.
Yeah.
And I can't allow that to happen. And that's overriding every thought he's got.
His grip
is my, what I've got to go after now. I've got to end Dalton.
He's like losing his vice grip on the town, I feel like. He thinks. Anyway. I also think like when he was speaking to Dalton earlier over brunch or whatever, and he's like saying, you love beating people up. You wouldn't be human if you didn't. Like, I think he just likes carnage.
Yeah.
Like, he likes to see people hurt.
Unfortunately, there are people that love to see other people hurt and get off on causing other people misfortune and pain. And he's definitely that way.
Now, Wade delivers the line, same town, new story. Is that a flub? Or is that an intentional, like, earlier they had said new town, same story.
Yeah.
Now he's saying same town, new story.
I think it's correct the way it is. I think Wade may have thought back to that phone conversation, and Dalton was like, everything's cool, but then he's like, he asked me about this guy.
Like, we're changing the story in this town?
Now I see what this guy is doing in this town, and this is something we've never seen before.
Right.
It'd be hard for that to be an error that didn't get caught when you were filming. But then again, if there was ever a movie where it might slip by, this could be it.
Or maybe it basically means the same thing as like all the towns are the same, just the story's a little different. The psychos are a little bit different,
There could have been a series of films that are all about these bouncers just going town to town.
Funny you should mention that because I think later on when Wade's like, let's blow town together, let's get out of here. I was like, that's a series that I would tune into every week. The Adventures of Wade and Dalton.
Oh, hell yeah. They're riding around that motorcycle with a sidecar.
Yes.
That would be beautiful.
I would have watched it
I would have been
every
all
week.
over that show.
Yeah, man.
Now, the next day, we're at Red's house. He's packing his shit up to leave town. It seems like all the other town elders are there.
The Jasper Chamber of Commerce has come out to talk him out of it.
Basically, there's just a shit ton more characters that
hell are
we've
all
never
these
seen.
guys?
One thing this movie has got a lot of is characters.
Yep.
There's like half a dozen good guys in the bar and half a dozen goons, half a dozen town elders.
Yeah.
Like, way more characters than we need. Stradenmeyer. We don't know who he is. The big tall dude is telling Red, you got insurance, don't you?
Yeah, stick around. Help us rebuild.
Yeah, we rebuilt the place.
Red's saying he's been here for 20 years and he's watched while Wesley gets richer while the rest of the town gets poorer. Dalton asks if he can prove that Wesley's the one that started the fire, right? Red says it doesn't matter because the police work for Wesley.
Right. That's a familiar plot point in lots of old westerns.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I own the kid. I own the police.
I am the law.
Stradenmeyer again says, he could call in a friend he knows. He works for the FBI. Red asks Stradenmeyer, are you going to testify against Wesley?
Dead
like
silence.
Yeah, crickets.
He like backs down and walks away. Cool. Thanks for coming.
Red storms out of there. Can't blame him. Tillman, this is also weird. Tillman tells Dalton, Wesley's afraid of you. He's like, last night you scared him, and Dalton says he was not afraid of me, and leaves. I don't understand.
Directly contradicts him.
I don't understand the point of any of that exchange.
It should have been something more like, last night you proved that you can get to Wesley, or something like that.
But you could beat him.
Yeah, something like that. Instead of you made him scared. It's like,
no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Because I didn't read fear from
Not
Wesley
at all.
either.
It's the same like psychotic douchebag that he's been the entire movie.
Do you think Tillman's plan for bringing Dalton to town was that he was trying to bring down Wesley? Like, or is he just trying to make the bar good, or is he like, I need someone who can just take Wesley down?
Just based off this movie, I would think if Red had been that character, I would say yes because of the way Red operated. But I don't know that Tillman had that forethought. It's just, I've got my money. I want to make a better place and a better life for myself, like he said at the beginning of the movie.
And he probably didn't know, like he probably would have never had the ability to figure out that he was probably just hemorrhaging money and didn't know why.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have the business acumen.
Yeah.
You know?
And with all the shenanigans that were going on in the place.
Drug deals.
Drug deals and just chaos every night.
I do wonder how he came into possession of the Double Deuce, which we never find out. He came into some money, and now he's got the Double Deuce. I don't know. Because he's not a natural...
His grandmother left it to him.
He's not a natural at running this type of business we've seen.
Would he have come into the money and bought it from Wesley, knowing that Wesley's taking the 10%?
Maybe there was another town elder who was leaving and sold it for cheap.
But I want to know how he came into the money.
Yeah, that's true. Where'd the money come from?
We'll never know.
We will never know.
Unless we write the
Even
prequel.
the screenwriters don't know.
Yeah.
Now, business is about to pick up, boys.
Yeah, it
Yes, it is.
The movie's about to take an even bigger turn.
Hit it, JR.
Later,
It's a slobber knocker.
Dalton is driving the Doc and Cody around. They pass by Stratenmeyer's Ford dealership where there's some type of commotion going on.
Bouncer Jack runs out to tell him.
That's right. Bouncer Jack runs up.
As usual.
You got to come see what's going on over here. I think he says he's trying to put something down on a new Ford, which is a funny line.
There's not enough time for puns, jackass.
Meanwhile, Wesley is like oddly pinching Stratenmeyer's cheek and
Demeaning
telling him
that
he's lost faith. I don't even know what he's talking about anymore.
Faith
what
in
has
his
he
leadership
done
of the
wrong?
town. Maybe I think that he also maybe is. This is what I don't
Does he
understand.
sense that all the guys are sort of talking behind his back?
How would he have known that they were meeting behind his back?
I don't
Unless
know.
maybe having them surveilled or something. But why did he single out Stratenmeyer, not the other guys?
We don't even know who the other guys really are.
Yeah,
Right?
they're not
There's
named.
Emmett. Emmett doesn't have any money.
Yeah. No.
Red's place is busted
Emmett
already.
owns the farm.
Yeah, because outside of now Tillman and Red, this is only really the third business owner
Right.
we've now seen in the town.
It's unclear how big this town is.
Right.
Is it real small or is it real big?
I would say less than 6,000 people.
Okay.
That would be my
I
guess.
would agree with that.
Okay.
Jasper, Missouri.
Wesley instructs the goon, I guess it's Ketchum,
Yeah.
drive the monster truck through the dealership.
Okay.
Amazing. Stratenmeyer tries to step in front of it, but a couple of goons they strong arm him out of
Morgan
the
and
way.
Pat pull him back.
Emmett wants to interfere, but Red sort of stops him.
God love Emmett.
Yeah. The truck just drives over the cars in the showroom and wrecks the dealership, as you expect with a monster truck.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This space clearly didn't have a roof over it. I don't know if it's supposed to have been an open air showroom, but there's desks and phones and stuff. So I think it's supposed to have a roof, but they just didn't build it.
Well, I think maybe a glass roof because
That's what
thinking
I
about
thought,
it
too.
tonight. I remember there are some car dealerships up in Kennesaw where I'm from that have a glass roof, so the sun can shine through. Gives a nice kind of ambiance in the showroom
I
floor.
seemed to remember stuff like that too from car dealerships.
Yeah.
We're going to
back
go
in
with
the 80s.
that.
Yeah.
We're going to go with that. Yeah. So the crowd seems to love it.
The people in this town are bloodthirsty.
Yeah, they are.
Some
issues.
some are in disbelief, but most of the crowd seems to dig it.
Yeah, they're into it.
Yeah.
Did you notice prominently behind Dalton and the rest, there was like the highway sign that had the mileage to Los Angeles and Bakersfield?
God. No.
Yes.
It's like, come
I
on,
didn't.
guys.
Not
You
even
could take the
trying.
sign down
Not
for
even
this.
trying.
You could take the sign down for this shot.
That's unforgivable.
Or drape a blanket over it or something. Anything.
That's insane.
I'm insulted.
For as much as they spend on this money to not have like some quality control.
It's bizarre,
Damn.
man.
Or at least in post, put a 1 in front of the number, so it's like
Yeah.
1,000 something
Yeah,
miles to LA.
Weird signs to have in Missouri, but, you know. Stratemeyer is distraught. Wesley seems like super happy with the way this is all played out.
He's
I
like
love-
got his arms up, like, yeah, love
Look
it,
at what
love
I
it.
did.
I'm like, I don't care if the police are in your pocket or not. Like, how could the police ignore this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How could
this is,
a blatant crime and with hundreds of witnesses? Like, I
Yeah.
just don't see
this
how.
is way over the line.
I
Even a
can't.
citizen's arrest at this point would have worked.
Dr. Clay gets involved. She goes to Wesley and she says, you know, like, whatever. Why are you doing this shit? He says, it'd be a shame to see you wind up with a drifter like Dalton.
Okay.
This is weird. She says this has got nothing to do with Dalton. I think she's right? Like, this has to do with him
Yeah.
needing to control everything and everyone.
Agreed.
So Wesley tells her that she better get Dalton to leave town or he's going to take him out.
Yeah.
He's going down,
He's going down.
and I won't lose a second sleep about it.
Love it. This is so
Okay,
good.
Psycho.
Yeah, so Dalton and Doc leave. Wesley tells Stratemeyer, this is my town, and don't you go forgetting it. That's like old West. That's some
Yes,
Western
that's
type
some
shit.
Western right there.
Big time.
Now, this is probably my favorite bit in the movie, is when Red comes back and puts his hand on Stratemeyer's shoulder and says, you got insurance, don't you? That's fucking killer, man.
Yeah.
That shit made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
And I love
Like,
he does it in kind of a condescending voice.
yeah,
Like,
it's
this
like-
is what
yeah.
you said to me,
Yeah,
jerk.
it's not
We're
as
all on the
simple as
same
just
page
having
now.
insurance, right, fucker?
Do you have the balls now? I wonder if that was his way of being like, do you have the balls now?
Yeah, I think it's
are
like
we gonna do this thing?
having insurance doesn't fix this problem.
No.
Yeah.
Like, we're still gonna have to deal with this dude tomorrow.
It's time to do the thing.
If you rebuild it, you're just pissing Wesley off further. What's he
Right?
going to do next time?
Yeah, so
What is he going to do next
the stage
time?
is set, like, for the big showdown that's
That's
gotta
right.
come at the end of every Western.
Yes.
Anyway, I think we'll get to that next week, though.
I
dear
can't
friends.
hardly wait.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
We'll be back.